Chapter 1. Risk-taking. Doing things without any assurance of what the results might be. Taking a risk can be quite scary based on the general beliefs surrounding it. A risk is a difficult situation where there is usually a possibility of loss or injury, so most people avoid it because it keeps them out of danger. However, if we want to experience growth and success, we must try new things and take on challenges. Several myths surround risk-taking. Risk-taking is all about being discreet, monumental, and taking downright crazy actions that can't easily be reversed. It is a single leap that has the power to make us or ruin us, so we are always under pressure to make the right decisions. These kinds of assumptions are unhealthy and only heighten our anxiety, discouraging us from taking any risk at all. The only solution to this all-or-nothing perception of risk-taking is to focus on choosing possibilities. There are a lot of uncertainties surrounding risk-taking, and any choice we make might not work out as we desire. Hence, the power in risk-taking lies in combining many small and big decisions over time to produce impacts that inform our future choices. So, instead of thinking about implementing a big decision that will lead to our breakthrough, we focus on consistently taking small or big risks that will help us pursue our goals. We begin to see that every choice we make is a key to unlocking the next possibility. Remember, it's okay to fail when you take risks because it helps you learn valuable lessons that eventually lead to growth. This summary seeks to change your perception of risk-taking. It encourages you to see risks as the process of choosing possibilities such that even when you fail, you will be able to derive important benefits from that failure. This tidbit will help you learn how to get going, get smarter, and get rewarded throughout your career. Having choices in life is a privilege, and if we're fortunate enough to have them, we should exercise them. Sukhinder Singh Cassidy. Chapter 2. Sometimes, to get the best in life, you have to take risks. Most times, we make the mistake of thinking that successful people made one big decision that changed everything. We see them as heroes who reduced insurmountable obstacles and took down huge enemies in their strides. But this is a flawed way of viewing success because we tend to start feeling that there is just one way to achieve things, and that one big decision will make or break us. The downside is that we might begin to focus more on being broken and missing out forever if the decision doesn't go as planned. Our biggest risk is inaction because when we do nothing, we miss an opportunity to learn and grow. In 1992, Singh Cassidy graduated with a degree in business from the University of Western Ontario in Canada at the age of 22. At this time, her friends had gotten positions at high-ranking investment banking and consulting firms, but she hadn't. She had gone abroad for an exchange program and was absent during the on-campus recruiting season. Upon returning home, she was applying to big firms and fantasizing about how she'd get an offer that would change her life forever. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. However, she built a successful career by taking risks and grabbing various opportunities. The subsequent chapters reveal Singh Cassidy's journey and how she changed her life. The highest reward for a person's toil is not what they get for it, but what they become by it. John Ruskin. Chapter 3. Don't wait to have it all figured out before you start. Chase multiple opportunities. Sukhinder Singh Cassidy landed her dream job in 1993 at Merrill Lynch, a megabank in New York City. But her dream job didn't come on a platter or at the end of a perfectly planned scheme. In reality, it was at the end of a rejection mail. After applying to the bank, she got a non-committal response. The bank mentioned that she could drop in for an informative interview if she were ever in New York. She saw it as a gesture of courtesy, but her dad insisted that it was an opportunity, an opening, and she should take it. Keep in mind, taking risks will help you build confidence and develop new skills. Unsure of the outcome, Cassidy booked a train ticket and left Canada for New York. She aced her informative interview and was invited to a vetting process called Super Saturday to compete with elites from other USA schools in a high-pressure interview and other exercises. She was excited about the opportunity, but regardless of this ray of hope and fortune, she continued to chase other opportunities. She attended the Super Saturday and felt good about her chances, despite the other applicants' intimidating presence. A few weeks after Super Saturday, she got a call from her Merrill Lynch interviewer offering her a full-time position as an analyst in the company. Like Singh Cassidy, we shouldn't give up so easily because nobody would know what's in us if we do. We should always give our best shot at every opportunity. The idea is to chase multiple goals on different fronts rather than calculating risks and meticulously hatching a scheme on one plan alone, pursuing multiple opportunities in parallel. Chapter 4. When taking a risk, put people before money. After landing her dream job, Singh Cassidy was determined to prove her worth by working long nights and weekends. Indeed, her excellence got her boss's attention. After her first year and an outstanding review, she was offered the chance to move to London to cover the European banks, and she immediately accepted. After her time with the European banks, Singh Cassidy took up an apprenticeship role in British Sky Broadcasting, where she built networks and connections. Her next career move was to California in 1997, where she picked up the role of manager in Open TV, an interactive television company. Cassidy arrived at Open TV with so much enthusiasm, but just after 24 hours, her boss called her aside and asked her to lower her zeal, stating that she was scaring the other staff. Her excitement dissipated in just 2 days, and things went downhill after. She was used to doing more than her responsibility in the places she had previously worked because of her excellence, but in Open TV, she was doing less than expected. Her boss gave her responsibilities to her colleagues while giving her mundane tasks. Don't forget, prioritize your relationships with others because they play a significant role in your growth and will be the connections you'll need later in life. Cassidy was in an abusive workspace and had to leave. She got a job at Junglee, a startup tech company, and joined a team that inspired her and pushed her to be more than she ever was. When Amazon purchased Junglee in 1998, the tech company offered Cassidy the new role of persuading more online sellers to list and sell their products on Amazon, and she earned her first $1 million in her 20s. But ultimately, it's the people she worked with at Junglee that would open up more opportunities for her career growth. Singh Cassidy's success was tied to the people she surrounded herself with. As you attempt to take career risks, always remember that the people around you influence your success, not what you decide to focus on. Don't think that being passionate about your job will make you reach the peak of your career quickly. Rather, focus more on the individuals who will journey with you on the path. Chapter 5. You're only a piece of the puzzle. Just do your part. After Singh Cassidy's role at Junglee, she helped build another startup which later sold to Amazon at a huge profit. She then launched her own startup before becoming one of the highest-ranking executives at Google in 2003 and helped Google launch several large-scale projects, including Google Maps. With all the praises she receives from her career excellence, Cassidy immerses herself in the possibilities that lurk around every opportunity, taking both success and failure in stride. Cassidy modestly attributes her success largely to luck, despite her drive, talent, and restlessness. She dares to say this because the breakthroughs she got, though hoped for, were not particularly planned. For example, she didn't know what internet sector would get the biggest boom, but she delved right in and grew as the internet grew, believing she could create a video shopping channel focused on fashion, beauty, and home products. Don't strive to predict or control everything, including the future. Rather, seek opportunities to learn and contribute. In working toward career success, many people get frustrated because they're not in control of the whole situation around them. It's usually a feeling of weakness and insufficiency. Research has shown that humans have a biological and emotional need to be in control of their destinies. But in reality, being in absolute control is a myth. We can shape our future through our choices and how we respond to opportunities that present themselves to us. But that's as much as we can do. There are other external factors like the environment, and those factors don't stay static. Chapter 6. A reward is not always proportional to the risk taken. In 2008, Singh Cassidy left Google to take up the role of CEO in Polyvore, a fashion technology startup company. It was the first time she would be a CEO. She was excited about it and, of course, determined to excel and had to work closely with the company founder, Pasha Sadri, and the previous CEO. Cassidy understood that working with Sadri would offer unique challenges, so she tried to build a productive relationship with him and other board members. Their leadership styles differed, and she hoped they would find common ground. Hence, there was a 50-50 chance things would work out. But 6 months in, things didn't work out, and she was out of a job. She left her executive position in Google to take up the offer at Polyvore, so she felt this was the biggest loss in her professional career. Keep in mind, the secret to success is choosing the next possibility and learning from the current one. We often think that risks will yield their reward immediately and proportionally to their size, but this is not always the case. Singh Cassidy's reward for taking up the CEO role came much later, but not in equal measure. As part of her agreement to be a CEO, it gave her shares in the company, which she held after leaving. The company grew, and her shares grew too. Additionally, Cassidy's excellent performance during her 6 months at Polyvore gained her recognition from other companies. Most decisions we make may not yield results immediately, but they may resolve in our favor over time and with multiple moves. Chapter 7. To win the war, focus on all the battles in sight. The difference between impactful and ineffective people are not their personality types or intelligence. It's about their approaches to execution. People who seek to make an impact prefer to take smaller risks to make them more successful and continuously achieve the expected result. Remember, we must continually identify our previous failures to build capacity and make better choices. To arrive at the ultimate goal, we must focus on the tasks just in front of us. Below are 7 moves we could take to achieve significant impact. Put passion in your work, even when the work is not passion-inducing. Your tasks or responsibilities might be mundane, but see them as an entry ticket to learn more. Switch things, be enthusiastic, and be ready to grow. Put progress over perfection. Perfection is a myth. Rather than seeking perfection, start executing your plans. You will get more data and information during execution. Become an author. Develop an original idea about how to accomplish a task. Be a truth teller or truth seeker. You must master how to speak frankly about your thoughts and seek to know the truth by getting candid reviews and feedback. Step into the white space to deliver. White spaces are vacant positions or responsibilities that are not addressed. It may not be part of your job description, but step in and make the most of them when you see such gaps. Go high and low. You must pay attention to every detail. You could zoom out to look at the big picture and then zoom in to take note of every little detail. Go deep and diverse. Pay attention to your basic knowledge, gift, or skill and deepen it. Become more specialized for maximum impact. The real reward for taking risks is the results you create and the abilities you build on the journey, even if you don't achieve your original goal, such that your growth becomes tied to your career successes and failures. Did you know, according to Northwestern Mutual's 2019 Planning and Progress Study, 72% of American adults reported that they prefer to reduce risk to ensure the safety and stability of their savings and investments, even if it means the potential for lower returns. Conclusion. We should see the possibilities that lurk around every bend in our quests to succeed. One decision wouldn't necessarily make or mar us because life in itself doesn't end at one particular moment of success. We must see the possibilities, take risks in different capacities, and build momentum with every win. It is important to note that some things will be out of our control. In such instances, we should focus on what we can control. Regardless of how prepared and analytical we are about a particular risk, it is still possible to encounter setbacks. In such instances, it is vital to mirror the positives and watch for the opportunity to emerge from that situation. The highest reward for a person's toil is not what they get for it, but what they become by it. John Ruskin. One major challenge that might come with letting go of making big risks and focusing on taking smaller ones is fear. Most people don't dare to take risks because they're afraid of all the possible things that could go wrong. These anxieties and fear can eventually lead to inaction. If our fear of missing out on opportunities, FOMO, exceeds our fear of failure, FOF, in exploring new things, we'll act. But if not, we won't take any action. Risk-taking isn't about not being afraid or pretending that our fears aren't valid. Rather, it involves accepting our fears and understanding whether the risk is worth taking. We must believe that things are possible for us all the time because we believe in a possibility for ourselves. We create possibilities for others. Try this. Be specific about the type of risk you intend to take and the fears that come with it. In fact, you can write them down on paper and tackle them individually and realistically and size them up appropriately. Then analyze if the risk is worth taking.